Prayer is especially necessary at critical moments in our conflict with Satan. In the conflict with satanic agencies, there are decisive moments that determine the victory either on the side of God or on the side of the prince of this world. If those engaged in the warfare is not awake, earnest, vigilant, praying for wisdom, watching unto prayer, Satan comes off victor when he might have been vanquished by the armies of the Lord. God's faithful sentinels are to give the evil powers no advantage. Satan is enraged by fervent prayer, and so he leads many to believe that prayer is just a useless form. He knows very well that prayer and meditation are very necessary to keep the Christians vigilant and aroused to resist his cunning deception. By his devices, he would divert the mind from these important exercises, that the soul may not lean for help upon the Mighty One and obtain strength from him to resist his attacks. I was pointed to the fervent, effectual prayers of God's people anciently. Elias was a man subject to like passions as we are, and he prayed earnestly. Daniel prayed unto his God 3 times a day. Satan is enraged at the sound of fervent prayer, for he knows that he will suffer loss. Satan rejoices when prayers are spoken indistinctly. Let those who pray and those who speak pronounce their words properly and clearly, in distinct, even tones. Prayer, if properly offered, is a power for good. It is one of the means used by the Lord to communicate to the people the precious treasures of truth. But prayer is not what it should be because of the defective voices of those who utter it. Satan rejoices when the prayers offered are almost inaudible. Let God's people learn to speak and pray in a way that will properly represent the great truths they possess. Let the testimonies borne by the prayers offered be clear and distinct. Thus God will be glorified. Satan tries to convince us that prayer is not necessary. This idea that prayer is not essential is one of his most successful devices to ruin souls. Prayer is communion with God, the fountain of wisdom, the source of strength and peace and happiness. Satan sees the Lord's servants burdened because of the spiritual darkness that enshrouds the people. He hears their earnest prayer for divine grace and power to break the spell of indifference and carelessness and indolence. Then with renewed zeal he plies his arts. He tempts men to the indulgence of appetite or to some other form of gratification, and thus benumbs their sensibilities so that they fail to hear the very things which they need to hear most. Satan knows very well that all whom he can lead to neglect prayer and the searching of the scriptures will be overcome by his attacks. Therefore, he invents every possible device to engross the mind.